is that, Diego?
No, please, please, no, please. Why? Our Asia high is right there.
This right here is what happens when you trade off of feelings instead of rules. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did to keep myself out of that same situation. What's good? It's your bro Lo. Let's get right into it. Hey man, this market right here is tweaking. But first things first, bruh. It is no option to be a buyer for me in this market. Why do I say that? Because in terms of smart money, you have this opening gap. All we did was open and we just dropped lower, leaving this gap, this inefficiency. What does that mean? That means we have gap risk. So any type of sell that I take, I have to count that this gap is here and that price can trade all the way up into that gap. And then not only that, in terms of smart money, you do not want to be a buyer when price has opened up for 2 days. 2 Asias, bro. Opened up, no trade higher into that gap. Lower, 1 deviation. We opened up again. And we're already at 3 standard deviations from where we opened during Asia. So what does that tell me? We're at a discount. And there's no way I am selling in a discount. I'm not going to sell in a discount, y'all. There's no sells I'm taking until we reach up into that gap. I have a strict operation right now. I will only be a buyer in this market until we fill in that gap. And until we fill in that gap, I will not sell. I'm going to stay disciplined on that. So if I'm going to take a trade today, the one trade that I do like that might set up is price running this London low. And then we run towards a premium into that Asia high, monthly open price, or whatever. Right now, what are we reacting from? We're reacting from this daily order block. So if I go to the daily time frame, there's that daily down close candle right there. Right? Notice how we closed above the consecutive down close candles. So that's a CSD. I'm looking at that as sensitivity, as support. And then in Q, we traded into this down close candle before the up move, CSD, right? And right now, we tapped into mean threshold, which is the middle of a down close candle. That's what we tapped during London. But I want to see manipulation since we already had this drive down. I would like to see London lows get taken out and then run higher. But it doesn't have to do that, right? Now, this shit can continue to drop lower and not do what I'm thinking it's going to do. But there's no way I'm selling this shit. All right, boys. So this is what I want to see. This sell side liquidity pool get taken out, displacement higher, and then I'll take a buy to Asia. Maybe London low doesn't get taken out, and hopefully we could get SMT with NQ not taking out that 830 low, and it'll be looking good. So notice how price is trading up, bruh. And we got this inversion FEG. To me, bruh, I'm not taking no buy off of this. Not with relative equal lows here. And then when you look at NQ, you still got relative equal lows. Look, here. So this shit can work out. And even if this shit goes higher, I'm not putting in my mind, oh, I missed this trade. Oh, I suck at trading. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to take this buy right here and start chasing this shit, bruh. You just have to relax. You know what I'm saying? Patience, bruh. That's what pays, bruh. If we gonna make it in this trading shit, gotta have patience, bruh, and stick to the process. Now that we're at 10 o'clock, I want to see 10 o'clock run down, manipulate this out. Displacement, CSD, FEG, and then it's time to eat. You know what I'm saying? Here we go, boys. Come on, attack that sell side, bruh. Now, how many of y'all would have taken this? Would you even trust this? Me personally, I wouldn't. Pigs, this is where pigs can get slaughtered, bruh. This is horrible dookie booty price action. All right, so breakout traders just got tagged here. Hold on, let's see if one more expansion. What do we do after we expand through this high? Do we expand or do we quickly start dropping lower? Now, as long as we can stay above this high, Asia high is on the menu. You don't want to see no deep retracement from here, because that would mean breakout traders got tagged in, got they stops. It would be a high probability that we will run the relative equal lows, bro. So stay above this high. Let's see if we could reach up to this Asia high here and monthly open price and all of that. But I just can't trust myself. Like I said, y'all, my only condition of buying was if we took out that 830 low. We didn't do that, so I don't trade, bro. Like, it's that simple, bro. I'm not gonna trust buying off of relative equal lows. And this is where it's starting to look cooked. This is not what you want to see here. This is not, You don't want to see no displacement back through this range, bro. And to be honest with y'all, this is not a sell. Why is this not a sell? Because you have Asia high right here with that gap risk. Okay? This is when you choose your shots. This is where I'm choosing not to trade, bruh. Not to trade. I don't have to make money today. I can make money tomorrow. Or next week. This is what we gotta do, bruh. Discipline. Disciplining myself. This is why rules keep me in check, so that way I don't have to rely on my emotions. Because my emotions would tell me to buy this, right? It goes higher. Okay, cool. Probably hit my 1-to-1. Probably hit a 1-to-1. But guess what? I target a 1-to-2. It's the fact that I don't want to take the risk for it to go this high and then just for it to retrace and chop the fuck around again. That would mess with my mental capital. Seeing this go back and forth is gonna mess with me, bruh. So I decided not to touch it. You feel me? So even if this was to retrace like this and go lower, okay, even that still, I'm not taking this. Why? Because rules keep me in check because of that Asia high up there. Because if I was to take this and price was to run me out, we all know where this goes, bro, where it can lead to. And this is exactly why I didn't sell this shit. Because look, I would have got tagged out right there. So now do we go for the Asia highs now? Or is this going to continue to be dookie cheeks? Here we go, boys. Here we go. I'm going to take this long right here. Stops below the low. Come on, the Asia high. Come on. Here we go for a 1-to-1. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. Come on. Come on, run up there.
No, please, no, please. Why are you retracing? Asia high is right there. Oh my god. Come on, you ran out of high again. Come on, please. Thank you.
All right. Oh my god, it's about to hit my stop loss.
I told you guys go short. I told you go short.
Okay. Oh my god. How am I still in? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm still in this trade. Even though I hit my stop loss one tick, I'm still in this trade. Oh my gosh.
Wow, I'm still in, barely.
Wait. My stop is actually right here. Okay, we're still in, guys. We're still in. Okay.
Like, how did it not tag me out yet? Oh my god. I'm down $200,000. Oh my god.
Now y'all know damn well I ain't take this trade, bruh. This is TJR in a nutshell. We took out buy stops, and now it looks like we're gonna run for the lows again. And this is why I'm not trading this dookie booty as price action. All right, boys. So we about to react to Diego hitting max loss limit. Let's see what happened.
All right, man, couch out the bag. We had a not fun day on these accounts, right? But
Diego, how many trades is this? What is that?
Tradeovate accounts, the Apex accounts. I mean, we are just green bean machine on these accounts. We just win.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if y'all can see this, bro. Okay, he's hella green on these accounts though. Okay, on the price action accounts. So what happened? What? I'm confused.
Win. So. This was actually a really hectic trade. I'll go over my trading day. I'll go over the losses here, and I really want to talk about getting chopped up, losing confidence, and all of that with trading. I used to have a max loss day like this, and it would ruin me. But you guys literally saw last week, I literally had the same amount of dollar loss, not the same type of trading day, but the same loss amount, and it didn't affect us long term, right? We just bounce back, we make money, base it, and you get back, right? So I really want to go.
Okay, like I was about to be mad as hell, but you know what, bro? He got a point. He did have a max loss limit day. You feel me? And he still qualified for a payout.
I really want to go over today because it's very important, but I'll just kind of go through the people that care about the trades I took and why I took them. I'll go through the trades before I just go straight into psychology stuff. So this trade here was really hectic. The reason there's so many different dollar amounts that it was just glitching off open, and I have the proof. So I'll show you guys. We can listen in here because I was going to do a live recording session, but I just kind of got on Chop Fest and I was like, I'd rather just do a recap.
Diego, you got to do the live trading videos, bro, because I love reacting to those with like you retrading live. I love it, bro. You have to.
So this is all the trades we took. Here it is. How we doing today, man? We got a live trading. I thought this was going to be the YouTube video. So we went long right off open, and I'll go over the thought process. I just want to show the trade first here, and then I'll go over.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I can't condone this, bro. I can't condone it. Even though you won, bro, I can't condone it, bro. Bro, what long is that, Diego? Let me see what he got to say, bro.
So I got in, and it was ripping off open, and I was like, okay, I moved my stop loss break even. It was like glitching. As you can see, it kind of came back
Diego, why did you take this?
down here. It was like glitching. I tried to take a profit. I was up like 2.3K, and it was just like, it was moving crazy quick, 2.7K, 2.3K almost. And I just couldn't
He said, I don't know what's happening. Hold on, did y'all hear that? Hold on.
I tried to take a profit. I was up like 2.3K, and it was just like, it was moving crazy quick, 2.7.
Oh, this nigga Diego, bro. This nigga said, I don't know what's happening, bro. I can't, bro. Nah, this nigga's retarded. I
I
can't.
just couldn't close. You can't see it through my camera, but I was just spamming close, and it just wasn't closing. And
Oh, is that why he said? Is that why he said I don't know what's happening?
I was like, this is insane. I refresh.
Why is it not closing?
And then
Diego I knew Diego was about to crash out, bro. He said I don't know what's happening.
It refreshed and it ended up being all closed and all at different amounts. So it was kind of hectic right off the trade. Really crazy market open there. So we have these accounts are all up there, and it's really cool because I only need 26,600 to get a payout. So the accounts are above 26,000. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bro, I'm about to turn off this video, bro. I can't, bro.
6, 7, 8. So we have 8 accounts above that amount.
like I'm glad he got a dub, bro. It's just how did you just get? Like how?
The trade, I'll go over the reasoning behind that, and then I'll go over
Yeah, because I need to hear that reasoning, bro. I need to hear it.
It's time for the stuff that isn't as fun to talk about, and why we actually.
Oh yeah, the juicy stuff. Trade on the open though, Diego. I still want to know. I want to know why you took it because I want to know if you had very good reasoning. Was it just part of your process? Did you just enter it because you just felt like it, or did you enter it because it's a part of your plan? Because if you didn't, what happens if you lost that trade during open? Would it have been a crash out day? Would it have been a max loss limit on that account and then a max loss limit on this account as well? You know, that's something we should think about.
What was the reason for the first trade? The first trade idea was just right at market open. We got this really strong displacing candle. I saw these highs, and I've been just today really simple, really clean. Same idea behind yesterday's long is that this new week opening gap I expect to be filled. That's literally the only thing. It's kind of choppy today. Maybe it's gonna happen tomorrow. What? That was
Perfect. This is smart money. Great bias. But how did you fuck this up?
the game plan coming into today. So when we got this close here, right at open, I expected open to deliver higher, so I was willing to
Okay, he didn't fuck this one up. But
take a trade higher. Right? Got in, had kind of a bad fill, but we had a really nice day. Ran up some profit, closed the trade. Right? Day could have been done there, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep trading. Right? Profit.
now, Diego, what happens if you would have got in and the shit started dropping lower and smacking these lows out? How would you have felt?
Right? Day could have been done there, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep trading, right? Obviously, you guys just can pause it here. I'll go over every single trade and entry, but just if you want to see the actual numbers and everything, you can look at it. Show
Nah, that shit hurt my eyes, nigga. I got my glasses on and I still can't, like, this shit might give me start seizing this.
through all of this, but let me just turn off the executions now. So what was the first trade? Well, the first trade was a similar idea. It was, hey, we had, where was it? We had these highs right here that hadn't been tagged yet. So as you can see, the market pumped up right here, didn't tag these highs. So I was like, okay, cool. When we came down, we respected this fair value gap and got this strong push. I was expecting continuation higher. So that's what I did. The first trade I got in was on this candle around here.
Oh, bro, I thought he bought, bro. I deadass thought he bought on this candle right here.
Went break even at this high, took profit at this 15-minute gap that was unfilled.
Okay.
And then went break even. So it goes up like $90.
This ain't bad. Bro, I thought he bought on like the opening candle, bro. Why that shit was going? It was just how fast it was going up, bro.
And I got break even. So, right, we're up, right? What happens there? We're up money. Probably should have just maybe stopped there, right? I ended up making a mistake by going long here. I thought that was about to close through here. I went in early and it didn't close, and I ended up taking a...
And this is where I knew that problem could become a bigger problem. Entering before price closes. Notice this, right? This is when the first trigger happened to hitting the max loss limit. Was when this trade did not go through and close through that fair value gap. He entered and it just dumped right against him. That hit his ego a little bit. You feel me? And everything that came after that was probably not gonna be great decisions. So let's see.
Loss. Very unfortunate. Unnecessary loss. Unnecessary loss. And that triggers the downfall, right? And we'll
Boom.
go over all the mistakes. I'll kind of talk about it here. I'm not explaining this because it's good or bad or whatever. I'm not saying that these are the trades you should have taken or that they were valid trades. I just want to go over what happened and then we can kind of talk about the things. You got a payout yesterday and you're on top of the world and you're feeling great. Well, I wasn't really on top of the world, but you're feeling good, you're confident, and then you have a day where you lose a lot of confidence. So,
Bro, I told Diego, bro, I said, now that he got this payout, bro, he better not blow an account tomorrow. Well, yesterday. He better not blow an account, bro, because as soon as you get that payout, you get a little bit of confidence, overconfidence, a lot of the time, right? And a little bit of greed creeps in. So I'm like, bro, at least survive tomorrow. Survive this week. No blown accounts, bro.
what happened immediately after I took this loss today, I was like, I knew I was on the Apex accounts. I was like, man, I really want to go buy some evals. And I was really thinking about buying some Lucid accounts because they have some really good rules with the big sale, like 40% off. I was thinking about some Tradeify because they're 40% off. But I was like, I just don't need to spend the money, right? Like, I have a lot of accounts. Let me just focus on the ones I have. And that's like what I recommend to you guys. As much, again, as I always say, as much as I love you guys to use code Diego on these prop firms, put money in my pocket, just focus on what you got. If I want to buy more accounts right now. So I just wanted to kind of mention that because that's a habit that I found creep in more. And the more money you take in payouts, the more you think that you can just go and buy more evals. But that's how you literally just lose all the money you make from trading.
That's where I fucked up because I as soon as I was getting consistent payouts, I was trying to scale so fast, getting a whole bunch of evals, trying to hurry up and get them funded, and it ended up being my downfall. And I went homeless, and I was sleeping in a tent for 4 months.
Just spamming evals on a day where you get a max loss limit. You set a max loss limit, but then you go buy 5 evals, and then below those or pass them and whatever. It's like there's no need to do that. So I did have that urge. I kind of wanted to note that and recognize it's just the craving for dopamine.
I'm just kidding, y'all. That's not why I went homeless.
And I shut that down, which I'm happy about. So what ends up happening here? We end up losing on this trade, and then I actually kind of convinced myself to go against my bias, and I don't even hate this trade here. I took a 1 minute short right here. It's not awful. The only reason it's not that good is just because it's it's just against the bias and just doesn't really make sense. I shouldn't really be targeting it. I should be looking for longs off there. Got wrecked on that, so now I'm down like 200.
And that's one thing that I had to grow from was if I have a particular direction where I think price is going, you can mess yourself up by trying to sell to buy and buy to sell. Why? Because to be a profitable trader, you need patience. And you can't develop patience if you're trying to sell to your buys and buys to your sells. Taking multiple trades instead of being patient, waiting for the setup to come to you and take the trade based off of the plan that you had towards the direction that you're thinking that price is going to from the higher time frame.
I ended up longing kind of late here on this move after I got stopped out. I went break even on this trade. The idea behind that was just this 1 minute inversion. I was like, okay, cool, we're bouncing out of this 5 minute. So we had this really nice 5 minute gap right here that we ended up really getting a nice rejection. So when we got the 1 minute displacement out of it right here, I was like, cool, I like this. So I got around here, went break even kind of quick. Oh, well, whatever, break even. That's not a bad trade.
Okay,
either.
break even.
At this point, I should have just stepped away. I saw this as low resistance liquidity, and I was kind of anticipating ES because we had equal lows. Like this low right here was equal lows with NQ or with ES. So I was like, oh, we're about to just kind of run this liquidity. We got this inversion. And then I got in around this candle, and then I had my stop loss at CE of this IFEG, I think. Yeah, I had my stop loss here for some reason, and then got stopped out. It would have been a break-even trade.
And that's the thing too. Let's say you're bullish and you have relative equal lows, right? You don't try to sell to those relative equal lows because the market is bullish. So you have to go with it. It doesn't have to come down and take out the lows. Now, you would prefer it, right? I prefer price to take out sell side liquidity, relative equal lows before I buy. But it does not have to come down there. And because it didn't come down there yet, does not mean it's going to go there right now.
And then yeah, and then we just tried one more time, like right here, and then got stopped out on like a kind of wick back up, and then I lost the $450. I should have just stopped. I was down like 360, and I just kind of, it was like YOLO. It's the last little bit that you count, which I need to stop doing. Like I have the max loss limit just to protect myself, but I don't like when I was down 360. It's like, am I really gonna turn that last $90 into like profit on the day? Like probably not. So I need to just stop there. That's something I got to work on.
Yeah.
But I just kind of threw away an extra $90 for no reason.
We've all done that.
That all being said, you know, what ended up happening, then we got this big pump out of this 15-minute gap, right? This 15-minute gap ended up getting respected, and we turtle soup this low again. And this is actually like a better trade than, like, ironically, this is actually like just a better trade. Like chasing this momentum, putting my stop here and targeting, you know, like this high is just a better option than any of the trades I kind of took in this mess. And yeah, so that's what I did. That's kind of like the thought process behind the trades. Again, it's not like good or like I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying that was the right idea. I'm not saying like this was the right thought process. But that's just where my head was at in the live market, and I was just getting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now I kind of want to just take a second to kind of like talk about that encounter and kind of like what I learned from it, kind of like what I was.
Okay, here we go.
Really like
Most important part. What did he learn from this?
these are the days where you know limit your profitability or you blow your account or you just keep yourself unprofitable. So. The first trade I like. First trade was all right? Second trade was FOMO. That the first trade got stopped out break even early, and it just wasn't even a valid entry. It was kind of like rejecting. It wasn't showing clear displacement. Then I flipped bias, which again, it's like
mistake. It's a mistake.
I know why I flipped the bias. I saw a trade. I like the setup, but I flipped bias, and that's just something that doesn't work out. And then
so you know to cut that out, and also it can put you more towards tilt too, because you're like, oh, I shouldn't have took that sell even though I was bullish and I got stopped out.
Then I tried again, and then I waited, and then I again went other bias because like, oh, if it's chopping, it's not going higher, we're gonna go lower, and it doesn't have to be true. Sometimes you play this game with yourself and you say that if it's not doing one thing, it has to do the other thing, but sometimes it just doesn't have to do anything. And then you end up just kind of hurting yourself. So on these days, what I need to do is I need to just zoom out, right? Like I was just on like the lower time frame. I just need to zoom out and say, look, the market's going sideways. Like right here, okay, cool, this market opens. So you don't know at this point, right? But then when this happens and it stops you out at break even, and we don't get it back above here, and we chop up and we chop down and we chop up and we chop down and we chop up down.
Is Dookie cheek price action?
This is where you can just say, hey, I don't have an edge in the market here. I don't really know what's going on. I don't need to make money. I don't need to make the loss back. Like, let's say you're down a little bit, right? And it just gets difficult that when you are down, you start just thinking, you know, there is no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. You start thinking like Rocky
Short-term thinking.
Balboa, right? There is no tomorrow, right? And then you just end up hitting your max loss limit, and then you realize the next day, you know, that you would have made all your money back if you just waited. And you have to identify the triggers. What was the trigger for me? Being overly confident in the new week opening gap high. Right, look at this. Even after we kind of got a move here, it's just down, up, down.
Every time it took out an old high, dump, old high, dump, right to a discount. And I wouldn't be trusting none of my stocks below these lows.
And I think the biggest thing I want to talk about is I don't have all the answers. I don't understand why the market kind of chopped today. Like I have theories, right? Day before a bank holiday, or after a bank holiday, after a good bank holiday. Day before good news, Trump speaks tomorrow. Like there's a lot of I think theories I have. And there's like a lot of ways I could like say, oh, I could avoid this, this, and this. But sometimes in trading, you just have to say, look, I was wrong, I lost, and minimize, right? I didn't need to take these two trades. These were not trades I should take.
Right. A lot of people try to blame the market conditions on why they're losing. It's not the market conditions. It's you. You're the reason why you lose. Technically, you didn't have to take a trade. You took 2 losses in a row, and you're like, oh, the reason why I lost is because it's a day after bank holiday. We have high impact news tomorrow, and we're in search and destroy conditions where it's going from high to low, from high to low. And you take another trade. Whose fault is that? It's you. So the best thing to do is to know, like, okay, I just took this 1 loss or 2 losses, and we're in this type of condition. Okay, now it's time for me to not take any more trades. Or even before coming into the day, know that, okay, we have high impact news tomorrow. We're coming off of a bank holiday, where if it's a bank holiday during that week, usually Tuesday acts like a Monday. So you know Tuesday is going to chop around. So since you know that, you remove your discretion from that day. You have control. It's not the market's fault. when you lose.
Right? These were losses I don't need to tack onto the day. I just didn't need to. After the month-long break, this is the first like really choppy day. And it's good because I haven't had a no trade day since I've been back. And that's not a great thing, right? That's not a great thing, right? Because you don't always need to trade. There's days like this where it's not clear. And I've been trading every single day. I'm being away with it for the most part. And this is a good reminder again that this is why you have no trade days. This is why there's days where you look at the market and you don't know what's going on. You just step away with no trades. You don't make a YouTube video. I don't make money. I don't get closer to the payout, and nothing happens. And you say, this is why you have a no trade day.
But a lot of people, they want to trade because they feel bored. Some people, they go and beat their meat. But people like us, we go and trade the market. We want to feel better. Because we want to feel like we're winners and we're doing something with our life and we're not depleted and all of this. Ego. But just like those bad habits, you're bored and you go beat your meat or you go drink, it requires discipline to not do it. So the same thing with the market. It requires discipline to not trade on a day where it's most likely low probable. And if you are going to use your discretion and do analysis and possibly trade, you want to be patient. And in order to be patient, you need discipline.
Days like this is why some days you just don't trade. And I haven't had no trade day in a while. So this is a good reminder that, hey, when it's not looking good, it's okay to protect tactical. And another thing is these choppy days, when you're in the mindset that you always have to catch every move, which is the mindset I've been in since I started trading again, I need to get every move because, oh my gosh, if I saw and I don't get it, that's going to make me so frustrated. But if you see a move and it works out and you didn't get it, great, you saw a great move. But if you see a move, you get in on every move and then you get chopped up and you lose a lot of money.
People think they need to catch every move because and if they don't catch that move, I'm a bad trader. When that's not the case, bro. We got to take trading and our identity and separate it. It's two different things, bro.
So I need to start rewiring my brain to understand that I don't have to trade every single day and every single move, right? And I can let a move go without me if it's choppy, because today I was getting that feeling.
So key takeaway. Let's learn from Diego, and how can we make sure we don't get to the point to where we're taking random entries and we're crashing out. First things first, rules, okay? Rules is what keeps you in check. If you can't trust yourself emotionally, you have to trust your rules more than yourself. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to break rules, but rules are what can help you stay disciplined. So, for example, if price opens and I'm bearish for the day, if price is not above midnight open price or above Asia or above anything like that, I'm not selling. So what does that mean? I'm avoiding every inversion FEG trade going lower. I'm avoiding any type of entry pattern going lower. Same thing with being bullish. If I am bullish for the day and price is high, is running out daily highs, is running out buy side liquidity, or is at a resistance higher from midnight open price, I'm not taking any buy entry. That's a rule, right? Another rule that I have, if I want to be a buyer, I don't want to buy when there's relative equal lows right below my entry. So what does that mean? I am not buying any inversion fair value gap higher. Okay? Even though it worked out, right? It's not in my rules. So if I was to take this buy and it won, that's still a bad day. Now you create your own rules. You create your own rules that fit you. But one thing is, if you don't have rules, then there's so many entries that you can take and so many losses that you will take. Because there's entry patterns everywhere. There's order blocks everywhere. There's FEGs everywhere. There's inversion dodgy FEGs everywhere. But do you really want to take every inversion fair value gap? No. So you need rules to keep you in check from taking any type of inversion FEG from sell side fair value gap to a buy fair value gap. Okay? When price does this, you do that. And if price doesn't do this, then you don't do that. So if price doesn't take out a sell side liquidity pool, for example, and then inverts a fair value gap, then I don't do nothing. I sit on my hands. And if I was to take that trade and it wins, yes, of course, the undisciplined trader is going to be happy. But what happens if it loses? Then you know where it goes. It goes to you blowing your account, especially if you don't have a lockout feature. There's so many entries inside of this dookie booty price action, but the disciplined, experienced traders choose their shots. And that's how you avoid having a crash out day, or avoid feeling like I'm just lucky, or avoid trading how you feel. If that made sense, bro, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, sub to the motherfucking channel, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace, I'm out.